We watched it. Now let's talk about it. Brick. Oh my God. Oh my God, do I love this movie. This was one I actually saw in theaters, and it's one that I recommend all the time. Let me just get this straight from the jump. And I forgot his name. What a mook I am. Rian Johnson? Can I get a Rian Johnson? No, this is going great so far. See, that's why Ryan has me on. That Ryan that edits this show, because I'm such a goddamn movie expert. About this Rian Johnson. I got it. It was Johnson. Favorite new filmmaker, and new, I mean, he's not like he's 18 or anything. He's only done 2 films, and both those films I absolutely love. Brick completely blew me out of the water when I first saw it. Specifically, some of the moments that I love. Check out just that intro where first we see the hand with the bracelets, just kind of trailing off into the water, and then we see that same hand, though, of the hand that we eventually find out belongs to Emily DeRaven from Lost, put the note into the locker. You just immediately, so much from those couple shots that I think that's what we kind of lose in some films. Momentum just gets cut at the knees before you even start. That you'll start off showing just scenes of the town and stuff like that. And certainly stage setting is important, and it's very important in this specific story, because it is a very stylized kind of movie that is put in a very, very regular kind of environment in this Southern California high school sort of setting. But in this, it's about the story, and we know the story is very, very early, and we get to it. The dialogue. You cannot talk about this movie without talking about the dialogue. The name itself, Brick, comes from the idea that we are now going to be thrust in this world that at the same time, like I said before, feels very, very familiar, but also feels very alien. It has this noir kind of Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammond, fast-talking detective who knows all the angles, vernacular to it. And what you find when you watch it several times is that every word means something, specifically the ones you don't understand. And it's not like rewatching it, you understand them more, and obviously, I mean, many of them are revealed, and you can kind of get more of a sense, specifically the characters where, the scenes where the main character is talking to Brain, you on multiple viewings know in the same vicinity of exactly what they're talking about. But it all adds to this idea that why can't you tell a detective story like an LA Confidential or like a Maltese Falcon in today's society? And my theory with this is that we look at class different. And what happens in a lot of those stories is the reason why the main character is so effective as a detective is not only because of the Sherlock Holmesian everything's going on in his head, but because he can navigate these angles that are set up by divisions, both economically and societally, in a post-civil rights era, in a post-feminist revolution era. I don't know if we can do that the same in a regular detective story. But one place where we do know that there are classes that are set rigidly is high school. And it's a universally understood kind of experience that it's awkward and it's weird, but we can place this character in there and have him play against not only equivalents like Richard Roundtree. Shaft is the vice principal. How awesome is that? I totally forgot about that until I rewatched it. You can have the equivalents of that. Okay, the vice principal is the cops in this story, but also it gets into this bigger, wider story, which is also kind of a hallmark of this kind of story. 2 more points, and they're about the ladies. This is for the ladies. If you like Brick, you're gonna love Veronica Mars. I just had to say that. But the women in this movie, I love. Fantastic, absolutely awesome. In these kind of stories, and specifically in the Dashiell Hammond kind of stories, and here's what I wrote. Women in detective stories are the female equivalent of gladiators, dangerous in unfathomable ways in elements very, very specific to gender. The main female antagonist in this story is, and recognized by the main character as his equal, if not superior, in playing the angles. And if you understand, there's the amazing scene, beautiful scene, when he's talking to her, and he just kind of realizes that no matter what, he can't shake her. That she's going to be part of this story because she's in with the brick, and he's got to get in with the brick to move this, or sorry, the pin. He's got to get in with the pin to move this story along and to solve this mystery that he has set himself out on. And when she gives him that scene that, you know, like, oh, you think you don't get seen out there eating your lunch behind the portables by yourself, but yeah, when I saw the way that you were reacting to your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend, like, I just kind of thought that, you know, I wanted it for me. And he just knows. He knows. This is why our character is special and he is good at what he does, is he knows exactly that he's toast, that he could feel himself slipping, and he wouldn't fall for it because he's smart and that's why we like him. But that's why they're great. Just in the way that a gladiator is all that is man, and he is just like hunter-gatherer, like, ah, glory, power, the feminine mystique. It's like dating, you know, it's like having a knife collection, these kind of women in your life. You know, you're probably going to get hurt, and it's more than likely unnecessary. But god damn it, is it cool. Real quick, let me talk real quick about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This was the first time that I had seen him post Third Rock from the Sun. And this was a major tonal shift for Homeboy as an actor. I mean, he was a very, very competent, very funny comedic actor, and then all of a sudden, man, you know, Brick happened, and you realize that he had some serious chops on him, and next thing you know, I mean, he's when you're the favorite of guys like Rian Johnson and Christopher Nolan, you're doing something right, and he's following this kind of George Clooney sort of career path where he's like, listen, lock me down for whatever mega talented director wants to take a shine to me, and it's just like Clooney did with you know, the Coen brothers and Steven Soderbergh and guys like that. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is doing with Rian Johnson and Christopher Nolan, because now he's going to be in the new Batman film. Fing Fang Foom. What didn't I like about the movie? Nothing. You hear me, internet? Nothing. I love everything about it. I love the cast. I love the writing. I love the way it's lit. I love the tone of it. I love the villains. I love the heroes. I love everybody in between. I love the plot twist, how everything explodes by the end of it. I love the way it ends. I mean, could you have seen maybe a little bit more, you know, at the end, a little bit more of the Fallout stuff? Yeah, probably. I could have stood to see a little bit more. But again, it's like mystery movies are like monster movies. Once your mystery's solved, the movie's done. You know, once your monster's dead, the movie's done. So, I mean, would I have done things differently? Yes. And I would have probably screwed it up, because Rian Johnson is a genius and I'm a moron. If I could give it a rating, I would get, I don't know, can you give it multiple A's? I would give it 7 A's. I would give it as my rating. It's so good. To me, it's a modern classic. Watch, talk, run, tell that, homeboys.